Hello and welcome to Africa 54. I'm Chamberlain Uso at Channels Television here in Lagos. I'm joined by Esther Githuri-Iwat at Voice of America in Washington.
Thanks, Chamberlain. I'm Esther Githuri-Iwat at our global headquarters in Washington, D.C. Happy to be with you again for another edition of Africa 54. Let's start off with a look at Nigeria's fight against insurgency. Chamberlain Uso in Lagos brings you that story.
Well, that's right. Despite recent security challenges in the country, the Nigerian army say gains are being made in the fight against insurgency in the northeast. For security chiefs of the armed forces, the troops deserve commendation for the brave fight they continually put up against terrorists. They are also assuring the soldiers that more equipment will be provided to enable them win the war against insurgency. These were some of the messages contained in addresses to security personnel in Borno and Adamawa states during the Muslim festive season.
Dikwa, 85 kilometers east of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, is a strategic location for the Nigerian army. It is in this ancient town that the Nigerian army has the headquarters of the 22 Brigade, operating in 4 local governments, including Calabargate, which was sacked by insurgents late last year. Despite the setbacks, the army hosts the troops to Eid al-Fitr get-together, a platform for words of encouragement, reviews and demands. The soldiers, most of whom have spent no fewer than 3 years in that area, are filled with thoughts about family to whom they send their love.
I want to tell all Nigerians that happy Salah and they should keep on praying for us. That is what I have for them. My family, I extend my greeting to all of them over there.
The operation, and our leaders a lot. So what I want to say, my colleagues, they should keep up the good work, and my family back home, my regards to them. Just stay them and miss them. The Nigerians should be praying for us.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuka Borotai, through a representative, conveys his satisfaction with the conduct of the troops. He leaves them with an assurance.
Let me reassure you of our commitment to the welfare of all officers and men. We will continue to reevaluate the welfare packages of the Nigerian Army to ensure they meet the best standards and practices.
The General Officer commanding 7th Division respond on behalf of the troops.
We are motivated and we will continue to do what is expected of us, and that is to fight and see to the end of Boko Haram. To fight to ensure that peace and security is once more restored to our country.
The residents of the communities seize the opportunity to appeal to the army to consider opening up the Maiduguri-Mafa-Dikwa-Gambaro Express Road to restore the economic fortunes of the state through trans-border trade.
All right, so joining us to talk about boosting the morale of the Nigerian troops, retired Colonel Yomi Dare here on Africa 54. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Chamberlain.
Well, there was a time that the troops were talking about lack of ammunition to prosecute the, this fight against insurgents. But ever since then, in terms of boosting the morale, do you think anything has changed so far?
Well, I want to believe that a lot has changed, especially with the administration of this present government. I mean, well, now the 2 administrations, I want to believe that a lot has changed compared to what we had before. And of course, it was openly demonstrated by even soldiers, protesting, But I think I want to believe that a lot has been done, but there's still room for improvement, though.
But given the reports time and again that there's a certain time of the season where they seem to get an advantage where troops cannot get in, perhaps owing to the rainy season and all. So since that story persists, does that come across to you as though, one, we are mindful of that, and are we taking steps to ensure we give our troops advantage over this?
Well, talking about giving troops advantage, I'm sure there's no fix-it-all solution anywhere. And no matter how the situation is, you cannot be so acclimatized as in the people who are in the particular region. But I want to believe that the federal government will still continue to look at ways of improving on equipment and the general morale of the troops in the battlefield.
Many were of the impression when the president assumed office, after $100 million was budgeted for the LCBC Lake Chad Basin Commission. 21 million was released in 2015 on the orders of the president. And now we understand that in a couple of days, for June 12th, they will be having that meeting. The president will be meeting them on the sidelines. How or what kind of issues should we be focusing on? Is it a reappraisal, or are we dropping the ball despite the presence of MNJTF?
Well, it's a joint commission, but whatever has to come to the table, the bulk of it has to be borne by the federal government. But I would want us to really kind of review this relationship, because you cannot say you are a big brother and continue to take all the bullets. We really must review and re-strategize and redefine, this relationship, such that we are not, such that it is not too skewed against us as it appears.
One more thing, we know intelligence is key to this and any strategy that you will adopt. Do you get a sense that we're leveraging on the intelligence, either the ones provided with the Lake Chad Basin Commission internally, or even by sister agencies across the world?
Talking about intelligence, I don't think we're doing enough there. And this is one of the things I'm really talking about here, because there's need for better intelligence than what we are getting. Because if all hands are on deck and we are getting, the kind of intelligence that we are supposed to be getting, I don't think that, the insurgents at any point in time should even raise their heads.
All right, then, Retired Colonel Yomi Dare, thank you for talking to us today on Africa 54.
Thank you very much for having me on board. God bless.